Bengals, Riverfront Stadium, Cincinnati. Pickup with first quarter action. Bengals leading 7-0. Jim Plunkett aiming for Marcus Allen, the past Heisman Trophy winner. The ball picked off by the great veteran defensive back Kenny Riley. 56 yards, untouched. Touchdown. The Bengals lead at 14-0. In the third quarter, it was 21-10, and Plunkett wasn't ready to fold. Looking for the sometimes incomparable Cliff Branch, number 21, and finding the speedster, a veteran, yes, but still so swift and elusive, and in he went for the touchdown. The Bengals 21, the Raiders 17. But the Bengals weren't about to fold either. They struck back with immediacy. Number 14, Kenny Anderson, the brilliant quarterback, looking for the veteran wide receiver, Isaac Curtis, number 85 from San Diego State. Did you notice he stepped out of bounds there at the 28-yard line of the Raiders? But that set up ultimately this play by Kenny Anderson, doing what he does perhaps better than any other quarterback in football. The quick opening and then scampering in for the touchdown. And the Bengals led 28-17. Anderson so great. The Bengals went on to win it in a critical game. A great football team. 31-17. It was raining in RFK Stadium in Washington, and it had an effect on both teams. But Joey Theismann with this play. First to Riggins, then to Monk. Flea flicker, and down to Charlie Brown. Complete. And one would have expected a touchdown, but a subsequent interception stalled the drive. But what a great day for Charlie Brown. Look at this and look at Theismann's figures. The deep pass again to Brown. He's beaten Roynell Young, and this time it is a touchdown. That made it 10-0 Redskins. What a day for Charlie. Then in the third quarter, 10-3 Redskins. Jaworski looking for the angular one, Harold Carmichael. So often, so great in the clutch. This time, no exception. This is a 44-yard touchdown pass. The extra point failed, and the Redskins led it 10-9. It went to 13-9 Redskins in the fourth quarter. And now the rain really took hold of Jaworski. He couldn't get his footing. His hands wet. He couldn't control the football. And so there was this interception. Watch closely. The ball picked up by one of the Union's foremost activists, Mark Murphy. And the interception killed it for the Eagles. Washington still unbeaten. 4-0, only team in the league, 13-9.
Looking for the right fields to invest in. The right investments in those fields can be frustrating. That's why Merrill Lynch does the groundwork with research. To seek out the best investments, Merrill Lynch brought together the best researchers. And it is turning up the unseen or overlooked that makes us what we are. Merrill Lynch, a breed apart.
NCAA football and ABC Sports, 20 great years, and here's another reason why. Showdowns. Last year in the
Bucs, San Francisco. Give Kenny Stabler a cup of coffee. He's ready to play. Had a great day. This is score tie, 0-0. First quarter action. The pass to Wayne Wilson. 10 yards, touchdown, 7-0 Saints. Second quarter, it became 7-3 Saints. This team suddenly red hot. Maybe the most surprising team at the moment in the National Football League. Credit from Phillips. There's the handoff. Stabler to George Rogers. Heisman Trophy winner, South Carolina. Look at him go. On this jaunt, 38 yards. Set up a touchdown, and the Saints led it 13-3. Then in the third quarter, with the score 16-6, this, Joey Montana. The ball intercepted by Ricky Jackson. He returns it 32 yards, and the Saints moved on to a 23-20 victory, their third consecutive triumph. Who would have believed it? Anaheim Stadium. The Chiefs against the Rams. The Rams winless going in. Second quarter action. Wendell Tyler having a sensational day. You saw the stats there. 7-0 Chiefs. Burt Jones on the move now. Watch him. He is looking for spots and hits Mike Gooman, a former Penn State great. And Gooman with this long run set up number 26 Wendell Tyler for a 1-yard touchdown, 7-7. But it was only the beginning for Wendell Tyler. There was this, the shovel pass back to him from Jones, and in he poured. Touchdown, 14-7 Rams. Now, in the third quarter, with the score still 14-7 Rams, Jeff Gossen punts. Oh, how Giff and Dandy and I have seen this man do it before. Leroy Irvin, a brilliant punt runner. Just brilliant. Look at him. Spot that hole. Dart through. Cut right. Along the sideline. 63 yards. Touchdown. Punt return. The final score, 20-14. The Rams, their first victory of the year. And don't forget, you'll see the Rams Thursday night at Anaheim Stadium against the Niners fighting back. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the Seahawks in the Kingdome in Seattle. First quarter action. Terry Bradshaw back to pass. Hit right there by Jacob Green. The shoulder damage. Bradshaw did not return to action. A precursor of things to come. Because by the third quarter, the astounding Seahawks were leading 9-0. That was Frank Pollard from Baylor fumbling through the end zone. And so it stayed 9-0. Pittsburgh squandering opportunities, waiting for Seattle to give the game to them. Zorn right there with a touchdown pass to Paul John. 16-0 Seattle, and the Pittsburgh Steelers still don't believe it.
It is a fierce rival.
Second half action about to get underway. Once again, Tampa Bay, who had their problems a week ago, dominating Dallas in statistics, but they couldn't get in from inside the 10-yard line. They have failed thus far tonight twice already, settling for field goals. First quarter stats we'll show you, and then we'll show you how to the first half stats. So if we can get the little switch, watch this. Television magic coming your way. Halftime stats.
How about that?
We got computers everywhere.
It amazes me.
Exactly the kind of game we anticipated and prophesized before the contest itself.
I mean, if we didn't know, you'd think we knew something.
Yep.
But we know we don't.
If we do, you are the one.
And you have a scoop.
Our biggest danger is we don't understand. We don't understand.
That's basically true.
Well, I guess for a quick moment, we should point out that the players are supposed to vote on the new agreement on Thursday. We'll see if that really happens. Under any circumstances, it's probable that by now the bulk of the rank and file understand that their union did indeed achieve great gains. And to explain that in detail, one would have to give you a quick course in labor law and labor relations.
Well, let's don't do that.
No, don't do that.
No, I agree with you both. It's just my opinion that the new agreement will be overwhelmingly ratified.
Well, I'm so...
Thank you, Samuel Goffers.
That's right. I'm so tired of all that junk. Ooh.
Set to go. The Bucs fighting almost, you could say, for their life here in the NFL, at least in terms of reaching the playoffs. 8 teams for each conference will advance. And the Bucs are 0-3. Miami is 3-0. Washington and Miami still the only undefeated teams remaining in the NFL. Miami to kick off. Uwe von Schaman with the big foot. Michael Morton is deep along with Johnny Ray Smith. And this will be Michael Morton, a little rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, out to the 22-yard. Where Miami will have the first possession here in the second half.
Let's see if they can engineer a quick drive. What would do wonders for their confidence, because I think Don is right as you look at Morton, the college, the rookie, and the age. What would do wonders for their confidence would be getting a ball into the end zone. And if they could engineer a quick drive and get a touch, boy, what it would do for them.
Well, the drive just before the end of the first half, they were ripping off big chunks of yardage at midfield, and then they had their problems once again down inside the 10-yard line. First down and 10, 21-yard line, and here comes Wilder. And take it over there on the right side. A.J. Dewey, who will drop into the pass defense and also rush the passer, and he has really adapted to that change.
Tremendous player. As you know, Frank, the problem with playing a Shula coach team is the manner in which the Dolphins usually adjust in the second half.
Also, the least penalized team for the past 2 years in the NFL. They do not make the mistake that hurts them, or they make them very seldom. Gain of a couple, second down and 8. Look out, look out. Man free on Williams, and still he strong arms it in the direction of Owens, but he was really hammered by Larry Gordon.
Nobody picked up Gordon on that backside. It's one of those situations that quarterbacks, that starts nightmares for you, because you see Doug with that right-handed throw, drops back, really doesn't see Gordon, kind of senses him coming, gets rid of it last second.
I think you feel the ground shaking, don't you, Don?
Yeah, here's a way. Yeah, you do kind of sense all this stuff. That's one of the reasons why I really believe it's important for quarterbacks to call their play. They know what's happening out there, and you get a rhythm. And when you have to sit and wait for that play to come in, you wait till everybody else gets the rhythm.
Third down and 8. Ball at the 22-yard line of Tampa. Trying to get the screen off. Incomplete. Tried to get it out to Wilder.
So they couldn't do it. And speaking of adjustment, you see how quickly Shula went to the blitz.
Don't blame him, because, you know, a blitz is one of the things that really tests an offense all the way through. Test how well they can adjust, pick up keys. That's for the backs, that's for the line, that's for everybody. And if they don't pick them up, you're going to get them. If they pick it up, you're thinking they're a gamble. They're going to hit you for a long game.
Got a quick look. Tommy Vigorito at the 35-yard line of Miami. Larry Swider to do the punting for Tampa Bay. And off the side of his foot. Bad kick by Swider. But again, it takes a Tampa bounce, and if it's touched by a Dolphin, it'll be dead at that point. So Miami will have fine field position close to their 37-yard line.
You'll hate to talk about unfortunate things that happen, but a very great lady died. Kathleen Rooney, the wife of Art Rooney, and the three of us want to extend our deepest sympathy to the Rooney family. Greatest people in the world. She was a great, great lady. Apparent heart attack, 78 years of age.
Lovely lady, great family.
Wonderful people. I know them too.
Don Strock is the quarterback now for the Dolphins. First down and 10. Shula has made the change. This is Eddie Hill swinging the right side. Hill up to the 40-yard line. A gain of about 4. It'll be second down and 6. Don Strock, many say the best relief man in the game today. He started on occasion over the years. He came in in 73, started many times for Greasy when Greasy was shaken up or injured. But he does his best work coming in. Who will ever forget the playoff game, the divisional championship game played between San Diego and Miami a year ago when Strock almost pulled that one out. He passed for over 400 yards that afternoon in an overtime loss to the Chargers. Second and 6. Strock. Hill has the first down midfield. They're close to it.
Again, what I meant by Shula's, isn't that nice? Shula's ability to adjust. He's really enjoying things. In comes the pocket pass.
With that philosophy, but that's just my opinion. You know, I really think that I'm partial to that position. That's one position that you got to really go for. If you're going to have a quarterback, you get your quarterback. Now, if Strock can't play the first half, then tell me why. I mean, if you're going to play the second half, get somebody to play all of it.
Apologize for our audio coming your way. We are having a bit of an audio problem. We are on our reserve backup audio, and he gets away from Strock. Tampa Bay says they've got the football, and Jerry Seaman, our referee, agrees. Bottom of the pile.
That's just one of the reasons.
Leroy Selman.
Just one of them.
Tampa Bay, it's a turnover. Good field position. Midfield. Let's watch it again.
It's so important. I really believe this. It's so important for the quarterback to take control of that offense. defensive unit. He's the guy that can do it. You go back in there and you look in that huddle, and that's where you get them all together. And more than likely, it was just a quick, he did. You see Strock pulled away too soon. Now you say, okay, here's a second team guy comes in. He's going to make mistakes like that. It's going to cost him.
Thank you, Coach Meredith.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
It worked all right for Miami. They beat the Buffalo Bills last Sunday 9-7. For Tampa Bay, however, they lost to Dallas 14-9. First down and 10. Tampa Bay, 47-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. The Bucs on top, 6-3. Giles reversing his motion. Owens.
No place to go.
And James Owens, the tailback, taking just about at the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a yard.
Don't forget, Frank and I and Fran Tarkenton will be in Anaheim Thursday night, special edition, Monday Night Football. The Niners against the Rams. And next Monday, Jets coming off a big win, where they balanced their mistakes with some against the Detroit Lions. I tell you, Frank, the Jets got personnel coming out of their ears.
Yeah, they've got themselves a running back they haven't had in a long time. Freeman McNeil. He's a football player. They've got the defense. Second down and 10. Williams. Arm is in motion. It'll be ruled incomplete. Jerry Seaman,
Very lucky, too.
right on top of it, says his arm was in motion. Would not have been received so graciously in the Orange Bowl.
I tell you, the man seems to have a hex on himself in Monday Night Football.
Well, that time, it appeared to me that, the reason that pressure is in there, and you see guys like Dewey and some of the other guys, Baumhauer, that are in there, they had terrific defensive coverage in that secondary. There was nobody there.
Isn't that sweet?
That's what they say.
Tampa Bay and I love Dan Dion.
Third down 10. 47-yard line. Bucs with the football.
There you go.
That's Carter, Gerald Carter, the third-year man out of Texas A&M. And under a great deal of pressure, Williams got it to him.
That is the way.
First down.
You give me a guy that's got an arm like Doug Williams, who can throw it he can really throw it hard, he can throw it accurately. You don't want to mess around with double breaks, double moves. Give the guy one break and throw the ball to him. That time, that was just a simple pattern. And make them stop that one kind of pass. And if they do, then you go to those double breaks and stuff.
Maybe the biggest play of the game thus far.
But that's the kind of pattern that you throw down there on the 10-yard line. So you have no offense inside the 10. Throw a one break pattern, either inside or outside. Let him go.
T-Bell is in, number 83, wide receiver now for the Bucs. First down 10. Ball in the 30-yard line. James Owens tries to find an opening over the right side. I believe that had been blown dead. They're saying no, that Tampa Bay got it back. I thought he was down. Brzezinski was the man who put the hit on James Owens, and Tampa Bay gets a bit of a break.
And like you, Frank, I thought the play was blown dead, but evidently it wasn't, so we'll look at it. Just move to the outside. Good penetration by the defense.
Unfortunately, as Owens goes down, coughs up the ball, Greg Roberts was there, and there is a pickup of about 3 yards. I understand we're having a bit of an audio problem from time to time. We're also having a little bit of a video breakup. We apologize for that. And our talented gentlemen are working, trying to correct it. Second down and 7. And we may have had too much time once again.
Maybe even a false move over there.
Obviously, is going to work against the Bucs.
Number 75, offense.
That's what I saw was a
Dave
false start.
Rivas.
Rivas over the left side, who
What a story that man.
he really is.
What was
A story that would bring out nightmares. He made his comeback
He
against Harvey Martin.
retired.
3 days he only worked out, right?
Yeah,
But they
and
played
goes against
Alabama.
Harvey Martin and totally nullifies that great player. Unbelievable.
Rivas retired, and then he decided, okay, they had an injury, and they called him. He said, yeah, I'd love to come back. Kind of remarkable. He was waived through the entire league. Nobody claimed him, picked him up.
We might have taken a look at that severance pay, too.
Yeah, terrific. I read a little thing today that with the new negotiations, he not only gets an additional $60,000 for money now, but $110,000 for severance pay.
I'd then retire you.
I can figure that one out.
Second and 12, and Wilder. Little gap, original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Didn't like that call.
Well, the call wasn't so bad. Wilder, I'm sure, would be the first to admit he didn't pick up his knees quite enough and stumble in it. There was a hole there. He just didn't quite pick it, as we've seen him do on previous jaunts tonight.
Can you please tell John and his wife, McKay, and his wife, Corky, in the next booth, I didn't like the call.
Well, do you mean to do it or do you want to do it?
Well, you've been a social butterfly down here, Coach.
You really have, Howard. I mean, you know more people in Tampa. Well, you don't know them well, of course.
3rd down 10.
George Steinbrenner.
Oh!
Williams buried under a blitz, and once again the safety blitz produced Mike Koldowski, and he was right in the face of Doug Williams. Had no chance.
That's one of those really chancy things you take, and I happen to like that kind of defensive football. From a quarterback standpoint, if you get used to looking at the same thing every time, you ought to be able to figure it out. But if you mix it up, throw in a safety blitz every now and then, as it is right now, that just makes you think. Kozlowski made a good move from the outside.
Tell you what it did do, it took them out of field goal range, and out comes the punter, Larry Swider. Vigorito back at the 10. He'll be guessing the Swider. Pretty accurate is Larry Swider inside the 20. This time off the side of his foot. And they'll bring it out close to the 15-yard line.
Well, he's giving him a good call on that.
The 15-yard line, and that sack moved the Bucs out of position for a field goal. They have to punt. Miami has a 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Magic.
You've shown up this evening as you watch the Swashbucklers, the cheerleading unit for the Tampa Bay Bucs. 1st down and 10. The Miami Dolphins trailing 6-3. Have the football at their own 15-yard line. Both these teams now have gone 6 quarters without scoring a touchdown since play was resumed following the strike. Don STROCK, now the quarterback, checks off, looks back out to the tight end Bruce Hardy, and just dumps it out of the field of play. David Woodley, as he did a week ago, ineffective against Buffalo in the first half. He was replaced by STROCK. STROCK not terribly effective against Buffalo, but they did come away with the 9-7 victory to make them 3-0 in the season.
I tell you, Chuck Knox can drive you crazy. The man's a great coach.
Yeah, well, it was you had a really very unusual afternoon. Joe Ferguson intercepted 6 times to where he was. You're not going to have that very often.
2nd down and 10.
Was that Hugh Green?
It was Hugh Green all over Eddie Hill.
Or was it?
Leroy Selman, the massive and swift one.
You're right. I thought it was Green. That's Leroy Selman in there. 53 instead of 63. Somebody didn't block him. Leroy.
Nobody touched him.
Now he's led the team in sacks, but this doesn't even count. That's just a tackle for him. Hugh Green is right in there very close. They all got that one, didn't they?
Loss of about 4. They move it back to close to the 11-yard line. As you take another look at Leroy.
It's always fun to meet these guys that look so big and vicious, but basically Leroy Selman's one of the most gentle men I've ever met. He's so nice. And
STROCK from the shotgun, 3rd down, 14.
Yeah, that's it. Delay of game.
And the Dolphins took too long, and Don Shula, a couple of extra furrows on the brow. He does not like that.
No, Don doesn't look particularly overjoyed.
No.
Yeah, they'll back him up 5 more. This will take it back to the 6-yard line. Not terribly effective is Miami on the 3rd down conversions. However, they trail only 6-3 with 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Now keep in mind, STROCK is not the most agile of quarterbacks. Tampa Bay, however, is showing only a 3-man front, no blitz, inside handoff, and far short of the 1st down. Tony Nathan. And Miami will have to punt. Tampa Bay should have fine field position.
Barring a fumble.
Oroz is in.
Buccaneer defense is playing with the double V, as John McKay likes to call it, vim and vigor.
John Hope, second-year man out of West Texas State. Waiting the kicker, Tom Morris. Holt standing just about midfield. Morris had to hurry it, and it's not a good kick. Pressure from Morris's right side. Tampa Bay will have the football. 41-yard line of Miami.
I think they maybe even touched it closer than that, Frank. They're bringing that ball back around the 37.
Somebody did make contact with it.
Watch how close this is.
Mark Cotney, had he gone for where the ball would have been, he might have got it.
You're right, just didn't have the angle.
In any event, it'll be first down. Tampa Bay, 38-yard line of Miami. He had to rush the punt, and Tampa Bay has a 1st and 10 inside the 39-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. 6:53 remaining in the third quarter. 6-3 Tampa over Miami. This is Wilder, right side, gets to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And once again, we apologize for our audio, which is what we call backup audio, an emergency operation that we've put into effect. Take a look at the games that these two teams missed during the strike. Tampa Bay missed Detroit, San Francisco, Minnesota, Green Bay twice, Chicago twice, and Baltimore. Their makeup game will be Chicago, and that game January 2nd right here. 2nd down and 7. Carver, the rookie from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, up there close to a first down. Big man, 5'11", 220-pounder.
That was a big play.
And no measurement as we take a look at
Jim Leonard
firing in the middle.
Jim Leonard has got it right straight head on in there. That's one of those battles you've got to win. He's head up with Bob Baumhauer. That time, give it to Leonard. Picked up some good yardage. You know, it's kind of interesting. You see Melvin Carver. He and Michael Morton were teammates out there. Where were they? Las Vegas?
Nevada, Las Vegas.
Or Reno or someplace like that.
First down and 10, 29-yard line. The quick toss goes out to Wilder. And Miami strings it out, but Wilder comes up with a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Miami missed games with Green Bay, Cincinnati, Detroit, New England, Baltimore, the Raiders, San Diego, and Cleveland. Now that's not a bad miss.
No,
Their makeup game will be against Baltimore in Baltimore, January the 2nd.
that looks good for Miami in one sense, but might cost Joe Robbie $400,000 to $500,000 in another sense.
Well, $1 is $1.
Well, they did not have too many winners during that course of 8 weeks. 2nd and 7. Ball inside the 25-yard line. Owens.
Oh, good move.
Owens breaks the tackle, gets to first down inside the 15, close to the 13. James Owens putting on quite a show tonight, at least from the 20-yard line to the 20-yard line.
So they're chewing up the clock. 4:39 left in the quarter. As you look at the end zone replay, slipping through that hole, excellent blocking.
Boy, that's good running.
Yes, indeed. Slipped away from that tackler, twisted, and moved downfield.
Now, maybe Doug Williams ought to put this one up before he gets inside the 10.
Yeah, not a bad idea, as a matter of fact.
Gives his receivers a little more area in which to work. This is Carver, and Carver just explodes down close to the 8-yard line. Good pickup of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
That's an impressive-looking kid, this Carver.
Yeah, they caught him that time when they had a blitz, maybe even been a safety blitz that time. Came in there, and they were able to at least brush him long enough to let Carver move to the inside and pick up a rather sizable gain.
Getting a lot of visual hits on your set at home, but don't worry about it. We're working on it. This has to do with the line between here and Atlanta, we've been told. On 2nd down and 4. Carver, left side, and Carver has the first down. It'll be first down goal to go, and Mel Carver has provided a little bit of an extra punch for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got him as a free agent out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where he spent a couple of years before he transferred to a junior college out there.
Well, you
Just good,
saw
solid running.
they were just plugging the hole, but it was just a little bit late. There was a little opening there in that offensive line. He hit it.
All right, and here we are. First down, goal to go once again inside the 10.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Now, you really hate to see that. He who hesitates is lost.
Doug Williams perhaps did not like the personnel for the play that was sent into him, so he expends a timeout.
Look at Billy Nelson.
You can't always do too much about the personnel you got to work with. You got to do the best you can with it.
There's Bill Nelson on the left. He's in the short sleeve shirt. He sends the plays in to Doug Williams. We'll be back in a moment. As before, but this is the 8th time they've had that first down goal to go inside the 10.
First and goal, the 3-yard line.
Doug Williams brings them up. No one is more aware of those numbers than Doug Williams. Williams rolls out. He'll get it in on his own. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Big play for Tampa Bay.
And so finally it has happened. The very thing that McKay and the Bucs desperately wanted. A touchdown in the building of a lead.
Big man, strong man, Don, and he can run with the football. We've seen him before do it.
I really am very partial to this particular play down on this area of the field because it does give you that opportunity. If there's nobody open, at least you're going to run with it. You're not going to fumble the doggone thing. That time, Williams was able to plug it on in there.
The piece adds the extra point. And we have a 13-3 ball game. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. A must game for Tampa Bay. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. And that drive was Mel Carver, the rookie from the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. Doug Williams taking it in from 3 yards out. 13-3. 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. Bill Capice to kick off. Colton Walker has dropped for Miami. Another high kick. They'll take it on the field to play by Walker. Flag is down as Walker goes down at the 15-yard line.
They are some defensive team, Coach Meredith.
They really are. And it's fun to see guys play defense like that because they really are. They're terrific athletes. You're talking about Tampa, I hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they cover the kicks.
Well, it wouldn't be wrong what you said of Miami.
Well, no, but I think one of the things, you look at Tampa's record, Frank, and they really have played well, particularly defensively this year, and they haven't won any ball games, and that's kind of tough. They've got some good players. That Hugh Green, I think, is one of the best.
Illegal block. Number 54, receiving team during the return.
Steve Potter of the Dolphins. First down, 8-yard line of Miami. They trail by 10 points.
I still don't believe in platoon quarterback.
Ron STROCK replaced David Woodley at halftime. Vigorito right over the 10-yard line. A gain of a couple. It'll be second down and 8. I want to remind you later tonight on Nightline, a look at the heroin capital of the world, Pakistan, where it's actually sold in the open. Also a talk with Attorney General of the United States, William French Smith, about the U.S. efforts to stem the flow of drugs from that country. That's later tonight on Nightline, following your local news at 11:30 on the West Coast. Second down and 8. Don STROCK looking it over. Up against the top-rated defensive team against the pass, and he has to put it in the air. That one could have been picked off. Deflected as he tried to get the ball to the tight end, Bruce Hardy.
I think it was deflected, probably by Stalls.
What you're really going to see anyway, whether it's Stalls or not, you're going to see some pressure. There's Logan, the nose tackle. Stalls is 65. I don't know what.
No.
Good see. No, it wasn't Stalls.
Logan.
But get some good pressure. They sent a linebacker that time, put a little pressure on STROCK.
Well, they really do put the pressure on the quarterback. Even when they don't get to him, they're pushing those offensive linemen back into his face.
Well, you got to force that line, defensive line down there.
Third down, long yardage. Stock will overthrow it. It'll be picked off. Cedric Brown playing center field, free safety. There is a flag down, however. Back, and STROCK may have been bruised up back there.
I think he was. I think it's going to be roughing the passer. I didn't see it because I followed the ball.
Let's see what this call is. Maybe after the catch.
Here's Cedric Brown's run. That's going to be nullified, I do believe.
I think it's
no. It's maybe after the catch then.
After the catch.
Kuchenberg is up there trying to get the inside scoop.
There it is from Jerry Seaman.
During the return, number 76, intercepting team.
Illegal block on the part.
Illegal.
David Logan.
STROCK knows. That's what after the shot. He knew that one was an errant throw.
Following Cedric Brown's interception, there was an illegal block. So it was marked off to the 22-yard line of Miami. 2:19 now remaining in the third quarter. Tampa Bay again threatening. Owens over the left side for about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Howard, calling on your experience in covering the boxers and fighters of the world, the real champions, when they have a situation, that's when they put them away. And this is Tampa's chance. This is their chance right here. They've got the big one. They're up 13-3. You put it 20-3. You've got a whole new contest going.
But sometimes they don't put them away when they can because they're being cautious.
Sometimes they're not champions.
Second down, 7. Owens once again. And Owens hammered there. Bill Barnett making the first hit. Owens spinning back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. Call it third down and 7. Miami undefeated coming into tonight's game. Washington 4-0, the only other undefeated team. Green Bay, Dallas, New Orleans 3-1 in that National Football Conference. Pittsburgh, the Jets, Cincinnati, Raiders, and Buffalo are 3-1 in the American Football Conference. Under pressure, and Williams tried to get it to Wilder. But great pressure on Doug Williams by Ernie Rome.
Nobody touched Ernie that time. Ernie Rome just came in, and you know this is where you got to sit down and talk to your offensive line or your back. Somebody's got to pick up Ernie Rome. Nobody even touched him in there.
That's true.
Now then, if there's the other situation that could be, all right, if Doug looks up and see Ernie Rome there and the pass he calls, he knows he doesn't have anybody in the backfield to block him, you audible.
Right. A little bit different, too. You look at Miami defensive tendencies as you look at Lyle Blackwood going off. They don't blitz Ernie nearly as much as the other 3 linebackers.
But they do put a lot of pressure on you in those third down situations, and that's something that, of course, through the film study or whatever, you've got to anticipate.
Absolutely.
That's Lyle Blackwood being assisted off the field. Fourth down in the huddle now with Tampa Bay is Bill Capice, field goal kicker.
Kind of a fun story about Capice, Frank. Capice and David Shula were teammates there in Fort Lauderdale, Don Shula's son. And it was actually Don who says, you come in and work with the Dolphins, and I think you might be a kicker.
David Shula held the ball for Capice at what? Chaminade High School in Fort Lauderdale.
There in Fort Lauderdale. And Capice is a guy, I read a little thing, he still holds the record, the 100-yard dash at his high school there. So they were great pals and teammates there.
Pressure's on. About a 26-yard attempt. And it's good. Capice now has 3 field goals on the night. This of 36 yards.
That looked to be a pretty good job of holding the ball that time. That snap appeared to be a little bit high from up here.
Larry Swider, the punter, that got it down in good fashion.
All right, Frank, Frank, you mentioned teams at 3-1. Here are two of them now. Green Bay against the Jets. Yesterday at Shea Stadium, first quarter, Packers leading 6-0, and Richard Dodd will be looking for the Olympic gold medalist, the speedster, Lamb Jones. Touchdown, that made it 6-all. Both teams missed the extra point conversion attempt. And then with the score tied at 6, Lynn Dickey. Well, there's Freeman McNeil. That's a different scene.
Look at this run, too. This is a beautiful
off
run.
Right tackle, 36-yard gain. That set up Pat Lay's winning 25-yard field goal. 15-13, the Jets.
What I was talking about earlier, Howard, McNeil has given the Jets a dimension they haven't had in a long time. He's good inside. He can take it outside. Capice bangs it, and Fulton Walker awaits the ball at the 2 for Miami. Walker gets a little opening and gets out over the 30-yard line, upended up to the 32. 42 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and the Bucs on top, 16-3. Time now for Miami to get something happening. Granted, they're working against the #1 pass defensive unit in football in the short season thus far here in the NFL. But historically, the Bucs have been strong against the pass.
Things are changing in this league, Frank. We'll pick up on that in a moment.
STROCK remains the quarterback. Fires a short little pass over the middle. Connecting there with the man out of the backfield, Eddie Hill. Gain of about 4, 2nd and 6.
Here's what I mean, Don. Great players like Earl Campbell and Walter Payton have taken a lot of punishment. And along come Marcus Allen, Freeman McNeil, and new stars emerge. It's the nature of the game. And these are two great new stars.
It is, as we've said many times. You see the guys that, like particularly Earl Campbell, who's carried the ball so many times in a relatively short career, and you just hope that, hey, let's don't burn out. But you do have the young legs and the young people that come along.
That's the end of the third quarter, and with the score 16-3, it is Tampa Bay over the Dolphins. Will be the Blackwood brothers. Lyle Blackwood, he, as you can see, has heavily bandaged across the face with his nose, but they are working on his right knee at the moment. Moon over Tampa Bay, and indeed it is a full moon tonight. First for their second down and 7 for the Miami Dolphins. The ball at the 36-yard line. They have had nothing but their problems tonight with a very tough Tampa Bay defense, and they trail 16-3. Inside handoff, and Franklin over the right side of the 40-yard line, and he gets about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Was that Hugh Green that came from the outside linebackers? You look at the halftime stats.
Yep, that was Hugh Green. Now, there are the halftime statistics, and we will, in our own way, go ahead to the third quarter statistics, and there you see the building up of an edge by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rushing yards, passing yards, and the 3 Miami turnovers the key. Time of possession now favoring Tampa Bay.
And Miami has had 12 total yards in the third quarter. Very telling. 3rd down 2. Stop. Gets it in to complete to Vigorito. He has the first down up around the 48-yard line. Norris Thomas defensively there for Tampa Bay.
This is a hard team to put together a drive against, I'll tell you. Only once tonight, Frank, has Miami really been able to drive with the football.
They had that long drive, which they had to settle for 3 points. Long drive took up about 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But since that point, they have been unable to do much against Tampa Bay's defense. 13:40 remaining in the game, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Bucs over the Dolphins, 16-3. STROCK. And for Cephalo. Jimmy Cephalo, not the great speed, but he has that knack of getting open. They'll have a first down. Goal to go inside the 10-yard line.
Of course he does. He's from Penn State. He's a Paterno disciple. Jimmy Cephalo. You're right, Frank. Sometimes he reminds me of George Sauer Jr. in the old days with the Jets.
There was just a little opening right there in that defense, and that's where Cephalo was, and STROCK laid it right in there. Good throw.
Got to understand, Mike Washington. Good defensive back, giving Cephalo, who does not have the blazing speed, all that area underneath that he could not get back to deflect or intercept. 43-yard reception. First and goal to go. Vigorito hammered at the line of scrimmage, gets down to about the 7 or 8 yard line. Give him a couple. It'll be second down, goal to go. Vigorito, good receiver. Seeing a lot of action tonight. Tony Nathan was shaken up, bruised hip on his very first reception of the night.
Interesting scene.
Yeah.
The coach, the quarterback, the coach standing by that quarterback when many thought the quarterback would not develop.
Second down, goal to go. Strock. In and out of the hands of Franklin.
That's one of those, when you see him bobble him like that, many times we've seen a defensive back pick that off, and if he had, nothing would have been in the way. But quick flip out.
Receiving is not Franklin's forte.
Remember earlier in the game, Don, you were talking about how difficult a ball that is to throw, and you saw what happens if you could put it behind a receiver. Franklin, granted, is not one of your finer receivers in the league. He's had problems with that, but that ball was thrown behind him, and it is very difficult to come up with.
It really is.
Third down, goal to go.
See big Newman there, the right guard. Got a good split, looking around. It'll be a pass, and here they come.
Strock.
Yeah.
In the end zone, we got a touchdown. Joe Rose, the gifted receiving tight end.
I tell you, you never count Shula out of anything.
Strock with the big shot to Cephalo. Now finds Rose in the end zone. Miami back in the ball game.
Almost go without saying, but again, he did have time to throw this time. Rose had some time to work, moved himself in behind the linebackers over the middle, and there he is for 6.
Point well taken. Strock had all the time as Rose did a little dipsy-do in the end zone and then finally broke away from the linebacker.
It's interesting what they get out of those 3 tight ends, I must say.
That's right.
None of them a household word.
Well, you could put them on top of each other and you might not have a Kellen Winslow, but as I mentioned earlier, 61 receptions between them a year ago. And Shula plays them like a drum, too. He has them in there in the exact situation in which they fit. Shaman for the conversion. Strock will place it down. Kuchenberg snaps it back. And now the Bucs have a 6-point lead. They trail Dolphins that trail by 6 with 11:57 remaining in the game. We'll be right back. Here the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a 6-point lead of the Miami Dolphins. Set to receive the kickoff. Michael Morton is back there, number 1, and Johnny Ray Smith, number 22. Now, as we look down, it's Mel Carter, along with Johnny Ray Smith. Ron Shaman hammers one again deep into the end zone, and Mel Carter will stay there. Touchback. And it'll be first down and 10. The ball out of the 20-yard line. Flag down up around the 35-yard line. Gary Seaman and his crew will work this one out.
Obradovich in the picture. Every year they write him off. Every year somehow he's around. Makes some key catches. Key
Been
plays.
around. Came up years ago with the Giants, the 7th-round draft pick, out with the 49ers. Flipping. Flipping indicated against Tampa Bay. Again, college football coming your way this Saturday. Southwestern Conference shootout. Blue Bonnet Bowl bound Arkansas coming off the strong showing against SMU will take on Texas, and that's a classic rivalry. Last year, of course, Arkansas knocked off number 1 ranked Texas, killing their hopes for a national championship. So you'll see it Saturday right here on ABC. Arkansas against Texas.
Yes, sir. SMU fortunate to get a tie. Here, let's look at the clip.
It's number 54, Richard Wood, another USC product. He got in there a little late.
If they called a penalty on that one, it was for ineptitude.
Well, it was a good look at Richard Wood.
That's right.
1st and 10. Owens getting to the outside. Getting a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Quickly, the Bucs in trouble. They've got to move the ball now, or else Miami gets the position.
Good sports fans down here. They have supported this team, supported it for years before they even got it.
Yeah, they're trying to get them a baseball team down here now.
Oh, they're after it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, why not? They turn out. 2nd down and 8. Williams whistles one out to the 30-yard line behind the intended receiver. T-Bell incomplete.
You know what? That ball was thrown behind him because it was thrown late.
And he threw to the wrong man. Otherwise, it was Kurt.
Well, no, Bell was open. But, I mean, he was open just that split second before, and it was just a little hesitancy there on the part of Doug to drill that ball in there. He was open there for a moment.
Well, it's hard to find them, but the attendance tonight, 65,854, 6,274 no-shows. So that will run our no-shows for the weekend up to about 120,000. For those of you who keep track of that sort of thing.
Folks get busier in the fall.
James Wilder, right side, 3rd down and 8, and Tampa Bay. Well, they don't want to sag now. Bill Barnett was in there defensively, and Tampa Bay will have to punt.
Had to be a call from the sidelines on that one.
That's right, and the fans voiced their displeasure, as you've just heard. And now Miami is in position, or should be, barring a fumble.
I think you might have seen John McKay questioning that call coming from Bill Nelson.
Well,
who knows?
Who knows? They do have a good defensive unit, and maybe that's what they're relying on. They haven't given up a touchdown until that last one.
Larry Spider. Vigorito is at midfield.
He's going to
Takes it at his 45-yard line. And he'll find that gap if you give it to him. And he gets down to the 42-yard line, and Tampa Bay ahead by 6, and a little bit of trouble, and a flag is down.
He's amazing, that Vigorito. University of Virginia.
Yahoo!
One of the great educational institutions of this country. He was educated in a different way. How to return
illegal man downfield. Yeah, we saw him return one against the Steelers last year.
We sure did.
87 yards.
And this year, as I said earlier.
Eligible downfield. Number 30, kicking team. Penalty decline.
Miami with good field position declines that penalty. They'll have the ball. 1st down 10 at Tampa Bay's 42-yard line. We'll be right back with 10-10 remaining in the game. Tampa Bay started it all off. 27-yard field goal by Capiz. You can follow it through. 10-point third quarter for Tampa Bay, but Miami following a 17-yard return of a punt by Tommy Vigorito has a 1st down and 10. 42-yard line of the Bucs. 10-10 remaining in the game. Franklin, the single setback, STROCK. Looking downfield. That was Duriel Harris trying to come up with it. Does not do so. STROCK got hammered a little bit as he released it.
You know, this is let's just take a look and see who comes in there. Oh,
Leroy Selman. He was very gentle about that.
Bullet can't be anybody but Doug Williams, who wants me to say hello to everybody in Zachary, Louisiana, his hometown tonight. So hello, everybody.
2nd down and 10. Flag flies. A pair of them.
False start. Number 60. Offense.
Well, this time Jeff Toes moving a little quickly. This is not a typical Miami team. It is, quite frankly, a little ragged. They're getting penalties. They seldom get penalties. The least penalized team over the past 2 years in the league. They've had 2 false starts tonight. And they really pride themselves in not making those mental errors. and they better pride themselves because Mr. Shula won't stand for it. Second down, 15. Cephalo is there in a fine defensive play. Norris Thomas. Cephalo was open. Strock tried to put it in there with feel instead of zipping it, and it was deflected by Thomas.
You know, Frank, I've never understood why Don got rid of Norris Thomas. I think he's terrific.
Well, he had an explanation for that in the paper. Well, I assume that it's partially true. He said that he had a first-round shot at McNeil, and McNeil has turned out to be his #1 defensive back, and he felt Norris would wind up as being a backup player, and he didn't think Norris was that kind of guy. So he thought he might be more disruptive and positive in his team, so he traded him.
Not unreasonable.
Third down, 15. From the shotgun. Stock this time is picked off.
Oh,
Wide open. Neil Colsey, the other Dolphin who has become a Buck. And
He's
Colsey
gotta love that.
back inside the 15-yard line. We see no flags.
What a big one. #1 draft choice for the Raiders when in Oakland. Then traveled around, and look at him now. What a play.
that was, you're talking about Thomas, and now Colsey's also another one that came out of the Dolphin corral, so to speak. And this one was not maybe as gentle as some of the others. Colsey and Shula just didn't get along. Colsey has a tendency to have a more of a free spirit attitude off the field. Shula doesn't like that. So he cut him loose. They picked him up as a free agent.
And he was here a year before he became a starter when Mark Cutney got hurt in training camp a year ago. Colsey got in there, and they have not been able to get him out. Tampa Bay leading 16-10. 9:47 remaining in the game. First down, 10. The ball at the 14-yard line of Miami. Carver to the outside. And the big rookie thunders his way down close to the 5-yard line. Kozlowski made the stop there for Miami.
Plenty of time, but you get the feeling up here that Miami really needed to do something on that particular drive. They had good field position based on Vigorito's return to the punt, and they had a good turnaround. Now it's Miami with that old...
I agree with you 100%, Don. And you said they'd have to rely on their defense, and they did, and they made it work.
There's Don Strock. That penalty for moving in the line by toes forced him into a 3rd and 15 situation. He had to hang it up for the first down. Colsey came up with it. And Tampa Bay threatening again. Second down and 1. Ball at the 6-yard line. Sanders, Gene Sanders in there for Charlie Hanna. Carver has really pounded Bocamper.
Bocamper, good play by Bocamper.
I'll tell you, that's the first call, really, Kim has had tonight. And when he's first reported, as I've mentioned in prior years, from San Jose, top draft choice, Shula said he's the best athlete I've ever had in this camp. Last year, alternated him as a down linesman and a linebacker. This year, totally a down linesman.
Don't you think that might have a little confusion because he's such a good athlete. They really didn't know where to play him. They've used him in both those positions.
Well, he went to the Pro Bowl as a linebacker, and then Shula decided they could make a combination linebacker and down lineman on him.
Well, what is this?
That was looked like a little confusion coming in from the sidelines again. I wish the coaches would stay out of it. I mean,
too many folks out on the field for Tampa Bay. It wasn't Doug's fault. He just had too many people out there with him.
Oh, man, the coaches are supposed to do a good job. They should do a good job. They work hard, prepare the team. When they get out there ready to play, let the players play.
Better the timeout than the error. We'll be back. We're back with 8:38 remaining in the game here at Tampa. The Buccaneers following a 51-yard return of an interception by Neil Colsey. Now are threatening once again. The ball at the 6-yard line. Third down. This is Mel Carver. Mel Carver gets the first down, ridden out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Have to give Carver a lot of credit on that. It looked pretty congested on the outside. He just made his cut straight up. Picked up the yardage.
He really picks up speed at the right time. Acceleration. Watch this.
Here's a free agent rookie that's a bit of a surprise. He's performed well tonight. He's been sparked, as a matter of fact. Played a couple of years, as we mentioned, out at Las Vegas in Nevada. The University of Nevada at Las Vegas. Dropped out of there and went to a junior college. Here he is in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer uniform, putting on quite a show tonight. Wilder, touchdown.
All right. The Bucs can score inside the 10.
And they ran it in.
You just saw Don STROCK, who threw the interception. The great play by Neil Coles.
Wilder, such a steady receiver, such a steady runner.
A lot of guys in New York and Buffalo happy over this, I'll tell you that.
Good effort there. Good effort.
And Pittsburgh, too, now.
Bill Capice is on for the conversion. And Capice puts the uprights to make it 23-10. A difficult chore ahead for the Dolphins against a very tough Tampa Bay defense. The turnover, the interception by Neil Colsey when Miami was threatening, down by 6 points. Colsey brings it back 51 yards, and the Bucs take it in. They now lead 23-10. Bill Capice to kick off. Fulton Walker is deep. Walker from the goal line. And Walker out to the 26-yard line, taken there by Nafziger. 8:17 remaining in the game.
Oh, do they have to operate fast and without a mistake? And against this defense, I question that it's possible.
Don STROCK, not so many quarterbacks, but certainly like to have had that last pass back. But like everyone else thus far this year, in 3 games played, that is, they are having a difficult time putting the ball in the air against Tampa Bay. The total yards in the air, 96 yards for Miami. This one, the eyes were taken off the football by Tommy Vigorito.
Could have been an intercept, too.
It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, 4 turnovers tonight by the Bucs. And yet, they're ahead 23-10.
That was by their opponents, Howard. The Dolphins having turned it over 4 times tonight.
I apologize.
2nd down and 10. Movement, but no flag. STROCK hits it off. Same play, back to Vigorito. This time he holds on short of the 1st down by a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
Not a bad offensive call because he was wide open the play before. He come back, hit it again. Vigorito paid for that, as a matter of fact. I don't think he would have been punished maybe quite as badly had he caught the first one.
Did you do that often when you would call?
Yeah, you do. Particularly, you know, you work hard to try to find a spot in the defense where you think you might be able to work. Just because a pass is dropped, you don't leave that spot. You come back and hit it again.
From the shotgun. 3rd and 2. Fired in there beautifully to Cepolo, and Cepolo will have the 1st down near the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. 7:18. The clock is moving.
That was a beautifully thrown ball.
That's a really good example of the timing of a pass. Cepolo comes down. STROCK didn't really wait for him to be open. He threw to where he was going to be open. As soon as Cepolo turns around, the ball is there. And that's just part of getting rid of the ball in a hurry.
It's one of the first times as we look down on that play, if you could have watched it from a wide angle, it worked absolutely like it was diagrammed.
That's right.
There was good protection. The Bucs for the first time giving STROCK the time. Cepolo finding the opening spot.
1001, 1002, 1003. That's plenty of time to throw the ball.
Incomplete. Duriel Harris could not stretch far enough.
Quarterback can't ask for more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. There's some fighters that are designed to go about a 3.2, 3.3, but that's pretty getting pretty close to maximum. Most of the patterns that you're going to throw are going to be thrown in less than 3 seconds from the time you take the snap from the center. And that's why you don't really hesitate back there. We talk about nervous feet for the quarterback. Anytime he starts moving his feet, it just takes that much longer to throw the ball.
Second down, 10. Dorial Harris, top of your screen. Rose, the tight end, and Rose gets about 6 yards to the 36-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 4.
They've got a drive going, but it's kind of one of those stumbling drives. You wait till the 3rd down before they can make their first down.
And once again, they're in that position. Dave Stalls comes out. In comes Booker Reese, the rookie defensive lineman for the Bucs. 2nd-round draft pick. Third and 4, we'll watch it from the end zone as STROCK will put it up.
Thing you want to look for is that what does this quarterback see coming at him? And
Vigorito was knocked off as he tried to circle around the linebacker, Scott Brantley. Brantley gave him a little hammer. Vigorito was knocked off his feet. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. And I'm sure that we'll see STROCK going for it. Down 23 to 10. It'll be 4th down and a little less than 3 for the first. I wonder how many miles Don McKay has paced the sidelines. About a third of Don Coryell, I guess.
all right.
On 4th down, the Dolphins will go. And thrown behind the intended receiver Harrison, picked off. Picked off Posey once again, his 2nd interception.
He's got to love it. He really wanted this game.
Yep. And I'll tell you, Dorial Harris was open.
He doesn't
That
really.
ball was thrown behind him.
Colsey doesn't really feel too good about his experience in Miami.
It may be time, Don.
Pardon me?
It may be time.
I'll tell you, Neil Colsey held the ball up in the air, looked over to the Miami bench, and you can't blame him. He feels good about it.
Well, the ball was thrown behind, Frank. You're absolutely right. Colsey happened to be in the right position. It's one of those things, again, it's just a real timing pass. But Neil was in there, good, tough receiver, defender, and he's got to love that. 2 interceptions against his former teammates.
1st and 10, 44-yard line for Tampa Bay. Now they want to work on the clock. Owens piled up, gets a yard.
Well, he was safe.
However, I said they had to operate very quickly without a mistake, and I couldn't conceive of it against this defense as you look at the back of Neil Colsey. And so the quarterback, STROCK, made a mistake. Miami with 5 turnovers. Now clearly the story of the game.
Colsey's an interesting story, too. You know, he grew up in the Miami area. They said he came back. He said, you know, a lot of my guys I grew up with didn't turn out to be doctors and lawyers, you know, so they kind of street kids. He came over here, got married, got a baby, getting his life in shape, and he's much happier, doing a good job.
Owens piled up. There'll be a loss of a couple of yards. Bob Brzezinski across the line of scrimmage. Defensively there for Miami. 4:50. The clock is moving, remaining in the game.
When you look at this game in perspective, Frank, it's as Joe Robbie, the Dolphins owner, told me today. He said, I don't like this game going in. They got to have a win. They're a fine football team. They've had every tough break. They're at home, as again you just looked at the hero, and there's Shula, and he said, we've won 3 in a row. They're laying for us. There's an intensity in this intrastate rivalry. Take it, Frank.
Mel Carver tries to cut it back against the grain, gets 3 or 4 yards. It'll be 4th down, and Tampa Bay will have to punt.
And Miami's calling timeout right now with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
But when you think of it, Don, Robbie had a point.
That's a good point.
That's right.
Who all did you have lunch with today? What was the group?
Joe Robbie and George Steinbrenner. Georgie Porgy. Okay. Monday Night Football, special Thursday edition, 49ers against the Rams. We've told you about that. Wall Walsh and his great team of a year ago now seeking to battle back. They're at 1-3, so are the Rams, who just beat the Chiefs. Always a great coastal rivalry. And then Monday night, the Jets, who sometimes look absolutely awesome, loaded with personnel against the Lions, who came a cropper against the Giants by virtue of their own turnovers and mistakes. But still a lot of personnel left. 2 good games ahead of us.
4:12 remaining in the game. Bucs trying to get off the schneid. Coming into tonight, 3-0, having lost to the Jets, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Tommy Vigorito back at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the punt of Larry Swider. Miami now with 2 timeouts, stopping the clock at 4:12. Fine defensive effort on the part of the Bucs tonight. I've said it several times. They came in with the best record against the pass in the short season thus far, allowing under 100 yards to their 3 previous opponents on average. Swider set to kick. Vigorito awaits at the 10. Close. Swider hits one that will get into the end zone for the touchback. And Miami will have the ball at their 20-yard line, and they trail 23-10 with 3:57 remaining in the game. Plenty of time, but it just does not seem that way because they've been so ineffectual.
Pretty good rush that time. You saw a near block, as they say. Big number, Kim Bokamper, number 58, was the guy that came in there, I believe. Came close, but not quite close enough. No cigar. McKay's eating well since he's been down here.
Yeah, he's happy down.
It would appear so.
Yes.
Slightly rotund.
He's like the running back at Oregon.
That's stability for even a young franchise. John McKay lost his first 26 games after coming here. There was no panic. Strock back on 1st and 10. Looks into the gap of the zone for Cepolo, and it's incomplete.
I admire Don Shula a great deal. He has a terrific record as a coach, and he's done a lot of things. I really do feel that what he's trying to do right now with Strock and Woodley will not be a really successful venture as the year goes along. You got to pick one of them, and if he's going to go with Woodley, he's got to stay with Woodley a little bit longer than the first half. He's done that the last 2 weeks, and I just don't think that works.
And you just saw David, as Don talked about it.
2nd down and 10. Strock's numbers, he relieved during the second half. Complete. Out to Vigorito. And there is a loss back to the 15-yard line. Andy Hawkins in there defensively. Yet how can you justify, Don, when Woodley was 7 of 15 for 41 yards in the first half?
Well,
should change something, shouldn't you?
Well, Frank, you might change something, but I mean, that's become the accepted pattern. That's the rule rather than the exception. And I really just believe when you go in there and you got 10 other guys on offense, and I really believe in a cohesive unit. I think you've got to develop that early, and wherever you get with it, you go with it. If you pull a guy, you set him on the bench for more than a half. Set him over 2 or 3 games.
3rd down, 15. Darrell Harris has the first down unless they rule that he lost it on his own momentum.
He did. It's exactly what he
Norris
did.
Thomas was climbing it back, and I believe he'll get the first down. They mark it out over the 30-yard line. He'll get it by inches.
Let's just take a look, and we'll decide what it looks like. Good move by Harris coming to the inside. He's got the ball, no question about that. What are you talking about, fumble? I didn't see him fumble.
Who said fumble?
Somebody's trying to...
1st down, 10. Strock almost had another one picked up. That was right in and out of the hands of a defender, Andy Hawkins. Hawkins 2nd down and 10.
He's played a good game tonight, Hawkins. He's been in and around a lot of...
He has. He took over from David Lewis, traded out to San Diego.
Hawkins has done a good job.
10. We have 2:23 remaining in the game.
Some of you might wonder why Shula didn't come back to Woodley. Well, in that case, Don would certainly be right. You go crazy changing your quarterbacks consistently. Destroy both players.
Strock finds another gap and hits Joe Rose. He'll have another first down out to the 46-yard line. Dolphins with 2 timeouts. Heading now to the 2-minute warning. They'll try and get a play off before the 2-minute warning. I don't think they'll be successful.
Are they going to make an attempt?
They will not get it off. So they'll have 2 timeouts remaining, 2 minutes remaining in the game, and the Dolphins are down 23-10. We'll be back in a moment.
How many ways can Shearson American Express turn idle cash into working money?
I can do it with the financial management account. It unifies your assets so it can keep all your money working all the time.
I can do it with today's uncommon values in common stocks.
I can reduce your tax burden with tax shelters and tax-exempt bonds.
Let us turn your idle cash into working money.
Call the flagship of the financial world, Shearson American Express.
Joan, where can I find a good stereo for the office?
I'll find out.
Save time and energy. The Bell System Yellow Pages talks when you let your fingers do the walking.
Avon, complete line of office supplies.
Sam's Stereo.
Doctor?
Sam's Stereo. Sensational sounds abound.
That's remarkable.
No, sensational. I'm Sam.
Get the Yellow Pages talking.
Sensational.
Let your fingers do the walking.
2 minutes remaining from Tampa. The Tampa Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, looking as though they will get their first victory of the season, staying alive in the 9-game season that we have coming up with 8 teams from each conference going into sort of a basketball tournament, if you will, to determine the Super Bowl opponents.
You all just saw Don Shula. He has been uncommonly successful since the merger in defeating NFC teams. What you're seeing here is a rare defeat.
He's been uncommonly successful defeating everyone.
That is true, but he was a great standard bearer and still is for the AFC.
First down and 10. The Dolphins have 2 timeouts. Pressure on Strock. Gets it off, and Joe Rose. On those rare occasions, he doesn't hold on. It'll be second down and 10.
That's what I was talking about. Look at that record.
Did you go down and type that up before the game?
No.
We'll tell you, we've got a staff down there in that truck, haven't we?
I just know my stuff.
You do. I mean, man, you talk about a man who knows something.
On top of it.
He's got it.
Dallas has been very good, too.
Yeah.
The Raiders, if they played every game on Monday nights.
Stock looks it over from the shotgun. Second down 10, 1:56 remaining in the game. Stock looking into the middle and in and out of the hands of Nat Moore.
That's 2 drop passes.
You saw one drop by Rose, then you one by Moore. Hard to believe.
Yes, let me interrupt you real quickly to let you know that this telecast, that we're seeing right here, right now, is presented by the authority, I say, of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. So any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. You got to check with the league before you can do most anything these days.
149.
Third down 10 from the shotgun once again. Strock timed it out perfectly with Joe Rose. First down, 42-yard line.
You know, as an example, I've always wondered why they go in to prevent defenses when they've been holding them all night. I'd send everybody to throw the kitchen sink at Strock if I was out there. They don't send 3 guys trying to rush him and drop everybody else back.
Inside 1:30 remaining in the game. First down 10. Strock quickly over the middle. Vigorito trying to get out of bounds, which he should do if he can. And he doesn't. The clock will continue to move.
He may have picked up a first, though.
I love to
about a yard short of the first.
He is.
Somebody is shaken up.
Frank, I love to watch him run. He is so elusive. You think they've caught him, and no, he still goes.
Didn't you tell me he was kind of the contributing factor in their opening day victory over the Jets?
59-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Vigorito
busted the game open.
Is still down on the turf, as is Hugh Green. Now Hugh Green is up, and Vigorito remains.
That figures.
And the clock has been stopped for the measurement. Vigorito shaken up on the sidelines, trying to get out of bounds. Coming up a foot short of the first down. Dolphins have already called a play in the huddle. They are ready to line up, get the ball snapped with 1:09. Because as soon as those sticks are put on the sideline, Jerry Seaman will start the clock. For Miami, next Sunday, they'll take on Minnesota in the Orange Bowl. For Tampa Bay, next Sunday, they'll be at New Orleans. Run down their remaining games for you in a moment.
Two teams that had big victories this past week. Minnesota sure looks sharp against the Bears.
Clock has started. Second down and inches. Strock connects down the sideline to Seplo. He promptly steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 59 seconds. The ball at the 19-yard line. Strock knows he needs a couple of scores, so one might anticipate he will put it into the end zone on the next play. He has 59 seconds, 2 timeouts. Then, of course, we'd see the onside kick. All speculation, of course.
But I like
he has to be thinking that way.
Yeah, I love the way your mind works. Frank is into this game. He understands all of that. That's good. He's into facts.
Wise guy.
You know he's into facts.
On first down, Strock gets the ball out complete to Rich Diana, the rookie from Yale.
I wish we had seen more of him.
Hey, he had some record up there, didn't he, in the Ivy League? Averaged 187 yards per game as a senior. There's the shot, and it's complete. Joe Rose. End zone, 34 seconds on the scoreboard clock.
There's your prevent defense.
Yeah, I really don't, it's just amazing. They got to have 2 touchdowns to beat you.
So Joe Rose keeps Miami's hopes alive.
He's standing back there. Nobody's even close to him. Wide open.
They don't quit, do they?
Well, there's not anything really very dramatic about that. So they just, get off on the snap and go down there and turn around in the end zone, and we'll throw it to him.
Strock will place it down. And now Miami with 34 seconds remaining on the clock and 2 timeouts remaining. They need a touchdown. First, they need to recover the onside kick and a touchdown and a conversion to pull this one out. And while they get lined up, everyone but Dortha Shula will be going for this football. I tell you, this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer, who proudly announced the 1983 Buicks. Considering the impressive choice in automobiles they offer you, wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? And by light beer from Miller, everything you've always wanted in a beer and less. Well, Von Schaman, like all kickers, practices a great deal. He's a right-footed kicker. And that would mean that he could probably kick at the required distance of 10 yards before it can be recovered better to his left than he could his right. And as you look down on the field, you see a lot of sure-handed receiver types on the kickoff team. They employ them anytime they go with the onside kick. 34 seconds. Miami with 2 timeouts. Bucs leading 23-17. And it's Bobble in Miami has the football, I believe. Yes, they do.
Don't you love it?
2 timeouts in 30 seconds. And coming up with it was Glenn Blackwood. touches it and just bowl him over.
Just shows you why you don't quit.
Plenty of time.
Shula never does.
Could have heard a pin drop with that recovery of Miami. Deflected, knocked away. Cepelo saying he was interfered with. And no flags. John Holt with a fine defensive play for Tampa Bay.
Down to 23 seconds.
3 guys rushing the passer. John Holt does a good job. Comes over to the outside. That's nice defensive play.
The man also open was Joe Rose, who has that uncanny knack for finding the opening across the middle. There he is. They line up in a big bend formation out to the right. Screen. Diana, the rookie from Yale, gets the first down at the 40-yard line. Seconds ticking off. Stopped at 12 as Don STROCK uses one of the 2 remaining timeouts. One would speculate, figuring 6 to 7 seconds of play, Miami has a pair to come. Don STROCK over talking with Don Shula. We'll tell you, our executive producer of ABC Sports. Of course, is Rune Arledge. ABC's Monday Night Football is produced by Bob Goodrich and directed tonight by Craig Janoff. Fine job, too, Craig. Technical Director Joe Chavo, our Associate Director Jack Graham, Technical Manager Coach Coltrane, Unit Manager Herman Norris, Telecommunication Manager Frank Adamo, Assistant Field Producer John McGinnis and Kim Belton. Stats and research by Peter Rucco, our spotter from Hall of Famesville, Canton, Ohio, Steve Bazika.
Right to the end. Shula calling STROCK over, keeping composed, knowing what he's about, knows he has little, if any, chance, but still giving it all. And on the other side, John McKay, so old and so wise in this business, counting on nothing. Too many shots in the back.
1 timeout remaining for Miami. Going deep. And picked off. Picked off deep by Mike Washington.
That's 2 for him, 2 for Colsey.
2 for the 7-year veteran from Alabama, and 2 for Colsey, and that finally did it.
Time has expired, and Tampa Bay has won their first game of the short season thus far. And another look at Duriel Harris, sprinting towards the end zone, ball thrown slightly behind, and Mike Washington playing the ball all the way, no interference there. Look at it from the reverse angle. Mike Washington having great position all the way. Eye on the ball, playing the ball right here. If anything, getting out of the way of Duriel Harris. And the Bucs have recorded their first win, and for Miami, their first loss. And the Washington Redskins remain the NFL's only undefeated team. We'll be back.
Now, from Buick and your
Buccaneers 23, the Miami Dolphins 17. Remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline after your local news, 11:30 on the West Coast, over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about.
Learning